What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Big Blue Drew 97 here today to talk to you about the 7 Deadly Sins, Nanatsu no Taizai, manga chapter 321 titled Light. And when it comes to this chapter, we get to see all the 7 deadly sins that you all have come to love. You see Meliodas, you see Bond, you see King, you see Merlin, you see Diane, you see Gother. You see everyone except Escanor. So, when it comes to this chapter, it's the beginning of the chapter pretty much starts off like how the previous chapter ended, with the 7 deadly sins that came, King, Gother, Bond, Merlin, and Diane just arriving on like the corpses of that demon pet, all 5 heads just into the water, and you just like basically have them like saying, yo, we're here to help you, Meliodas. And Meliodas just immediately, without missing a beat, gets mad and it's like, what are you guys doing here? Get out of here, this is my fight. And the thing is, like, the 7 deadly sins just look at Meliodas and they're like, what are you talking about? We're here to kill the Demon King. And Meliodas is just mad because he's like, no, y'all done, he basically says that y'all done so much for me. I don't need y'all to fight this fight. And like, at this moment, the 7 deadly sins just look at Meliodas, and like the first one to do this is like Bond, and he basically just puts Meliodas in his place for the most part. He's like, yo, did you come back from purgatory just to commit suicide? And Meliodas just was like, no, I came here to be together with like Elizabeth. And everyone is, and then Gotha just had like this like funny line. It's like, well, if you died, we would have to fight the Demon King anyway. And like Diane is just in the background. And for some reason in this chapter, Diane, she is not a giant, which I'm okay with, but her sacred treasure is also, small as well. And I don't remember, I know Merlin has the capability of making her small, but I don't know if she had the capability of making her weapon small as well. She probably can. It's just that I have never seen it up until this point. But that's besides the point. Like, and basically after that, each of the 7 deadly sins just makes a comment towards Meliodas about like, just because like you want to like defeat the Demon King on your own doesn't mean that you should, because you also have Merlin who talks about, yeah, pretty much all of us has fooled a god once. Killing a god isn't that bad. And then you have Diane, who makes the most adorable face and like probably has some of the best scenes in this entire chapter. She goes up to like Elizabeth, blushing, is like, I'm mad at you. We're supposed to be friends, and because we're friends, you should have asked us for help. And then you have Elizabeth just like smiling. It's like, yeah, I know. But just think of Meliodas' feelings, and you just see Meliodas blush. And then literally like after that, the conversation, Meliodas just finally comes to the conclusion, just like, fine. Like, basically what happens is like he realizes that he loves like the 7 deadly sins that was brought up specifically by Elizabeth, or likes, but it's more of like he loves the 7 deadly sins. He loves every one of them. So he's like, I don't want to put y'all in harm's way, but I appreciate that y'all are willing to help fight my battles. And he basically says thank you. And then like this entire sense of the scene, you have the 7 deadly sins like getting together, having fun, about to face the Demon King, and the Demon King's like, no, just picks up the 5 demon head pets, and it's like, I am fear, I am death, and then just chunks them at them while they're having this moment, and Merlin just isn't having it. Just like, no, snaps, teleports right behind the Demon King. Big explosion, and the Demon King is just unharmed. And like the people who like Elizabeth, like she doesn't know the Demon King's power, so she's looking at this like, what is going on? And like Bond and Meliodas, this one's like, this is the ruler. Like, first of all, he's stronger than what he was, and this is the ruler. He's able to turn any attack into like healing and protection, and he's able to turn it on and off whenever he can. So as soon as like you realize it's unaffected, he charges at the 7 deadly sins. And like, what is the probably another great part about this chapter is Elizabeth takes initiative, showing that she is a warrior, a fighter, and like throws an attack at the Demon King. And like at the moment it looks like he was going to like active, like he look at the moment in which like he's about to like just like basically like reverse the attack, or more likely than not he didn't have it on him because he said, oh yeah, no, that's not even an attack. Elizabeth, she disperses the attack, and while she does that, Merlin sends out an attack that hits the Demon King and it affects him. So like she basically did a fake out with Merlin, which is like extremely tactical, and like I just enjoyed that because it shows that Elizabeth isn't just like this like, oh, she's just a princess, she always needs protection. I mean, we've seen it the past few chapters where she's been putting in work. Like this is like the first time in which like she's done something and it's like had an actual effect, which is very different from like other shows. So like in this moment, Elizabeth has grown from where she was at the beginning of the series. She's no longer like this meek child anymore. She's matured more, and she's willing to like fight and actually contribute to the fights, which she did, because it doesn't do a lot of damage, but like you see just smoke coming off of him, meaning that like it caused like a little bit of damage, to the point in which the Demon King just gets mad again and then starts charging, and he goes on the attack, and then actually, no, what happens is that Merlin decides like, yo, Gother, do the thing. Like basically Gother has the ability to manipulate memories and like minds. So what they're gonna do is probably the same thing they did to get Meliodas out. Basically go into the mind of the Demon King and basically just force Zeldatros to realize, oh, I'm gonna fight back. But the problem is, I don't think that's gonna work, because it worked for Meliodas because he really cared about the 7 deadly sins and he really cared about Elizabeth. For this one, Zeldatros really doesn't care about the 7 deadly sins, so I don't think it would have any type of effect on him. So within the next chapter or two, I think Zeldatros' love is going to come in, where they're like, oh, we're so close, like they get into the Demon King's mind, it's like, they're so close, and then there's like, it won't reach him, and all of a sudden you just hear the voice of Zeldatros' girl. It's like, Zeldatros! And I think that's just how it's gonna go. The only person that we're still missing is Arthur, but hopefully he'll come in later into the fight and like be like the deciding factor. But that's really besides the point. Like basically the Demon King is like, oh no, I'm not gonna let you do that, and then just charges at them, and then you have like the 3 strongest fighters at this moment, because Escanor is not, I repeat, not in this chapter. So King, Bon, and Meliodas go up against the Demon King, and then they just like, almost like the Demon King just blitzes by them, the attack to do nothing. He heads for like the other half of the group, and then just Bon is just there, like prevented the attack from hurting them. And then all of a sudden King like just puts on like, I believe it's Fallen Garden or Garden Falling. Basically puts up them in like a dome to help like protect them. And I think it also does a little bit of healing. And at this moment they're realizing, dang, this is gonna be a tough. Like, we can't defeat him. We can't fight back. We can't retaliate and defend at the same time against him. It's like, we need some help. So while they're doing this, Meliodas, King, and Bon is about to go on the attack again. The sphere breaks. They're about to go on an attack, but then the force of the Demon King's attack pushes them back. And then all of a sudden, a shining light comes out of nowhere to stop them. It's Miel. It's the 4th Archangel. Apparently, he took away the power from Escanor, and then just came to, no, it was Escanor. Escanor comes back. So yeah, all of the 7 deadly sins are back in this chapter, and at the end of it, as always, you have Escanor coming in with his light power, which is probably why it's called light, because of course it is. So yeah, 7 deadly sins are back. Probably another, like I said, my favorite part of this chapter is just seeing Diane just being adorable and cute. And there was even a scene like where like you see, if I remember correctly, Elizabeth just carrying Diane, like, and it just looks so adorable in that moment. She just like she doesn't have a care in the world, and I just love her because like when it comes to like my favorite characters, it's Diane. She is my favorite character in Seven Deadly Sins. So seeing her look cute in this chapter is just makes my day. So yeah, so like I said, it's a very good chapter. It's still a lot of build up. It was a lot of build up for Escanor to come back. It also shows that when it comes to Seven Deadly Sins, it's not like they can't defeat the Demon King. Like, what this chapter shows is that they are strong enough, if not strong enough, stronger together than the Demon King. But the main issue is that they're trying to save Zeldatros, because we've seen them take on a weaker Demon King full force together. We've seen them do this with ease. The only difference now is that now they're trying to save Meliodas' brother. So all in all, I still think it was a very good chapter. Not the best chapter of Seven Deadly Sins that I ever read, but I still think it's very good. If I were to give it a score, I would give it maybe like a 3.5. If anything, I would give it a 4, only because of Diane looking so cute in this chapter. So I will probably give it like a solid 4. And with that, hopefully you enjoyed this review. Hopefully you got a lot out of it. I really enjoyed the chapter once again. And until next time, I will catch you guys later. Goodbye!